We purchased this Portable Buddy Mr. Heater because we wanted another option for heating our home or a room in our home should the power go out like it did in Texas February 2021. And we had a Vornado heater, which I did a review on, by the way, if you want to check that out. It works really well, but it's electric, so it works well with rolling blackouts or if you have a gas generator or a portable power station with solar panels. But this would be a really good option. I believe in 2 is 1 and 1 is none for some of my preps, and that's one of them. So the reviews on this I've seen are fantastic. People love these. They use them in tents and RVs and that kind of thing. So what I did is I ran this for a week. I used 3 canisters during this test. And I was disappointed with a couple of things, and I want to go ahead and get into that. So rather than do a review on how to work the dial and how, all the typical review stuff, I'm just going to talk about 2 items. One is carbon monoxide, and the second is propane. Propane, natural gas, wood, kerosene, they all need oxygen in order to burn. And they need enough oxygen in order to burn efficiently. If they don't have enough oxygen, they will produce carbon monoxide, which is a poisonous, odorless gas. That's why you need to vent the room that you put your Mr. Heater in, because you basically are feeding it oxygen so it burns efficiently and thereby not producing carbon monoxide. Now, if you don't ventilate or you forget, what it'll do is it'll burn oxygen in that room down to a level where it would normally produce carbon monoxide, but there's a sensor in it that senses the low oxygen level and it'll shut off to prevent that from happening. But there are other ways that it can produce carbon monoxide. There could be debris in it, or where the pilot is and producing a yellow flame. Or it could be a crack someplace. There's several things that could happen where it will produce carbon monoxide, yet continue to run if there's enough oxygen, because it's not going to shut off unless the oxygen level is low. So that's why it's so important to have a carbon monoxide tester. It could save your life. Now, I've tested this for a week with the 3 canisters, and I detected no carbon monoxide. I had plenty of ventilation, and I haven't seen any other people with problems with carbon monoxide on YouTube or anywhere else at this point. I haven't researched everything, but from what I've seen. So I'm pretty confident it burns clean. But I have a concern about something else. Now, propane is another odorless gas. But they add odor to it, like a rotten egg smell, so that you can identify leaks easier. I read that it's not particularly toxic to people. You can check my sources below in the description. But it can cause asphyxiation, which means it takes place of the oxygen. It means you're breathing less oxygen if you're breathing propane, so it can be very dangerous. You get dizzy, faint, and even die. And of course, it's explosive. Now, I ran this heater for a week, and I smelled propane the entire time. Some propane the entire time, so it was in a different room. But I ran this meter, which is an explosive gas meter. It should pick it up. I didn't see any reading on here of a leak. It was burning clean, according to this. In fact, I had 2 meters. So I was confident, no carbon monoxide and no raw propane leaking out. So I went on to the Mr. Heater website and chatted with them and asked, is it supposed to smell? And they said there will be some smell. So I decided to do another test. Now I picked up this combustible gas detector, and I have under the description below if you want to look into this. You should get something like this if you have this or a propane heater for inside your home, because I would use this before I would run it every time to make sure that there are no leaks. Anyway, what I did is you're not supposed to have this tank on unless you're using this. So what I did is I took the tank off and let it sit all day, all night, and then the next day I turned the knob off and on and made sure that with this that there was no residual propane anywhere, even on top of the tank, and it was completely clean. Then I attached it, didn't turn it on, and here's what I found. Now, before I attach the propane canister, I have to be sure that there's no propane left in the little pipe that's between the pilot and the canister. And the way I do it is I just turn on the pilot to burn anything left in that pipe. And then I shut it off, and I'm good to go. Okay, I'm picking up no propane leaks because there's no propane canister on it and all the propane's been removed from that pipe. All right, now I'm going to show you here that this is turned off. Okay, so I'm going to screw on the 1 pound propane tank. And I want to check for leaks. Okay, so it's ready to go. I'm going to set the sensitivity on it away from the okay. So, it's obviously leaking. So there was obviously a leak, but it shouldn't leak. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to leave this on and when you're not using it, but it shouldn't leak. And because of the smell and because of that leak, I am exchanging this for another one. And I'm going to finish this review and test it, and let's see what I come up with. We just got our Mr. Heater replacement, so we're going to go ahead and take it out of the box and attach the propane canister and then test it for leaks. If there are no leaks, I'm going to go ahead and run it for another day or so in a different room, along with my carbon monoxide and explosive gas detector. And then I'll see if I can detect any smells. Okay. Okay, it's off. Let's check it for leaks. All right, so that's good news. I'm not detecting any leaks. Now let's check for leaks around where I attached the canister. So I don't detect any leaks. Let me go ahead and fire this up. Okay, it's on high right now. Now there was no indication at all of any carbon monoxide or any raw propane leaking from this heater today. But it smelled just as bad as the first heater. So I called Mr. Heater and they said that some smell is normal, and they said the heater should not leak any propane when that canister is connected and when it's not running. It shouldn't leak any propane at all other than what's in the tube between the canister and the pilot. And I removed all that propane before I tested it. In fact, I did it several times. Now I have asthma, mild asthma, and allergies pretty bad. So the smell irritated my lungs, my throat, and burned my eyes, but it didn't bother my wife at all. However, it may not bother you. The smell doesn't bother a lot of people apparently, including my wife. And it heats up really well. In fact, it heats better than my Vornado heater. Now I included links under the description below for this heater so you can learn a little more about it if you're interested, and also for the meters I used. So if you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, useful, please subscribe and maybe like it and share it. So have a great day, and thanks for watching.